If you've been learning English for years, watching videos, taking classes, using apps, and you still don't feel confident speaking, let me say this first. You're not bad at English and you're definitely not stupid. The real problem is that you were never given a system that actually works. Most people are taught to study English, but no one teaches them how to use it. And that's why so many smart, motivated people spend years learning English and still freeze when it's time to speak. In this video, I'm not going to sell you a course. I'm not going to promise fluency in 30 days. And I'm definitely not going to tell you to just practice more. What I will do is show you the fastest, most realistic way to learn English if you're actually serious about it. This is the approach I wish I had from day one, the one that finally made the speaking feel natural, not stressful. So if you want to stop overthinking, stop feeling not ready, and start using English with confidence, stay with me until the end of this video, because this might completely change how you think about learning English. For a long time, I thought the solution was simple. Study more grammar, more vocabulary, more notes, more apps, and honestly, that's what most people are told to do. But there's the uncomfortable truth. Studying harder doesn't automatically make you a better speaker. That's because language is not knowledge, it's a skill. And the skills don't improve by collecting information. They improve through use. You can understand English perfectly, you can read articles, you can watch videos without subtitles, but the moment you have to speak, your mind goes blank. Not because you don't know English, but because your brain was never trained to retrieve it in real time. Traditional studying keeps you comfortable. Speaking forces you to be uncomfortable. Learning systems optimize for comfort, not for performance. That's why people say things like, I understand everything, but I can't speak. What they really means is, I practiced input for years, but I never trained output. So if you've been stuck at the same level for a long time, it's probably not because you're lazy or untalented. It's because you were practicing the wrong thing. And once you fix that, process becomes much faster and much simpler. The fastest learners don't wait until they feel ready. They start speaking before they're ready. And this is the part that makes most people uncomfortable, because from day one, you've taught to believe that you need to be good enough before you speak. But fluency doesn't come from preparation. It comes from exposure and repetition. When you speak, even badly, your brain switches into a completely different mode. It's no longer memorizing, it's solving problem in real time. That's how neural pathways are built, not by thinking about English, but by using it under pressure. This is why people who move to another country often improve faster in 6 months than others do in 6 years. Not because they're smarter, because they're forced to produce output every day. And here's something important. Making mistakes is not a side effect, it's the mechanism. Every time you struggle to find a word, every time you say a sentence and realize it sounds wrong, your brain adjusts. That discomfort you feel, that's learning happening. So instead of asking, am I ready to speak yet? Ask this instead. How can I speak today? Even a little. Because fluency is built while you're speaking badly, not while you're waiting to speak perfectly. One of the biggest reasons people feel stuck in English is the way they learn vocabulary. They memorize long lists of words, they use flashcards, they try to collect more and more vocabulary, and then they're surprised when none of those words show up when they actually need to speak. That's because your brain doesn't store language as single words. It stores patterns, not decision. but make a decision. Not important, but this is really important to me. When you learn English in context, full phrases, full sentences, real situations, your brain doesn't have to translate. It recognizes the situation and gives you the language automatically. This is why native speakers don't think about grammar when they talk. They don't build sentences word by word. They pull ready-made structure from memory. So instead of asking how many new words did I learn today, ask this instead: in what situation can I now express myself better? That shift alone can save you years of slow, frustrating progress. There is one thing that slows people down more than anything else when learning English: lack of feedback. Most learners are practicing in vacuum. They speak, but no one corrects them. Or worse, they never hear themselves at all. Without feedback, your brain assumes everything is fine, so it keeps repeating the same mistakes. That's why someone can speak English for years and still sound exactly the same. Progress doesn't come from repetition alone. It comes from adjustment. And adjustment only happens when you notice that's not working. The good news is feedback doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple as recording your voice, listening back, and asking yourself one question: was I clear? Not was I perfect? Just clear. You can also use shadowing. Listen to a native speaker say a sentence, pause and say it out loud the same way. Not to copy an accent, but to train rhythm, stress, and flow. The key is this: short cycles, fast correction. Speak, notice, adjust, repeat. When you do this consistently, your progress stops being random and starts being predictable. Here's something most learners completely miss: you're not just learning English, you're becoming an English speaker. Think about it. There is a big difference between saying I'm learning English and I speak English, I just keep improving. When you see yourself as a learner, you're always waiting to be ready. You hold back, you hesitate, you think I need more grammar, more words, more classes. But when you see yourself as a speaker, you start acting differently. You use the language even when it's imperfect. You make mistakes, you adjust, you grow. This is the mindset shift that separates someone who studies for years from someone who actually speaks confidently. So from now on, try this small mental exercise. When you speak English, even a little, tell yourself, I'm an English speaker. I'm just practicing. That small change in identity rewire your brain to act like a fluent speaker even before you feel fluent. Alright, let's put everything together in a simple roadmap. This is what I would do if I were starting over serious about learning English fast. First 30 days, focus on surviving in English. Don't worry about perfection. Speak as much as you can, even if it's simple. Use phrases, sentences, and real-life expressions. The goal is to get comfortable producing language, not flawless grammar. Next 30 days, day 31, 60, focus on building confidence. Start longer conversations, record yourself, shadow native speaker, push yourself slightly out of your comfort zone every day. You notice mistakes, but now they become learning opportunities, not roadblocks. Final 30 days, day 61 to 90, focus on expressing yourself fully. Share your opinions, tell stories, ask questions. Now your brain starts thinking in English instead of translating. Speaking becomes more natural and less stressful. And remember, this isn't a magic fix, but if you follow this roadmap, you see a real noticeable improvement in just 90 days. So let's quickly recap. The fastest way to learn English isn't studying more. It's about speaking early, learning in context, getting fast feedback, and seeing yourself as a speaker, not just a learner. Then if you follow a simple roadmap, 30 days to survive, track, 30 days to build confidence, 30 days to express yourself. You'll notice a real improvement in just 3 months. So here's what I want you to do next. Pick one thing from this video and start today. Record yourself saying a sentence, shadow a short clip, small step every day add up, and that's how progress really happens. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss the next video where I will talk about how to sound confident even with mistakes. Thanks so much for watching. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.